as we wrap up a Heritage Month in just 2 days, today we mark National Drink Beer Day. Now, beer is one of the world's most beloved drinks, and thanks to several local and national brewers, it's more than just standard beer that tickles the taste buds these days. South Africans consume roughly 34.47 million hectolitres of ale annually, which makes it the world's 12th largest beer-consuming nation. Another fate where we are punching above our weight. To take us through this, I am joined by Kyle Moskowitz. He's the SAB brewmaster, and he joins us virtually from Cape Town. Kyle, surely we don't need a National Drink Beer Day. It's like people say, oh, every day is Father's Day. Why do we need a day to have to honor fathers?
Good evening, and thank you for having me. I think that's a great call out, but beer is one of those fantastic all-inclusive beverages. Bring us together, have a great time, so where we can celebrate together. So from my view, having beer when we can celebrate it is an absolute pleasure.
You're a brewmaster at SAB. Now, many people would say that you potentially, depending on what their tipple of choice is, many people would say you've probably got one of the best jobs in the world. How did you become a brewmaster?
Great question. So brewmaster essentially is a title bestowed upon those who go through quite a rigorous what would essentially be a traineeship through the business, where it culminates in several international exams, as well as making sure that your palate is nice and keen, being able to pick up the varieties of flavors and compounds in the beer, as well as a good helping of experience, also being able to dabble in creating new recipes for our consumers and being able to provide them the absolute best drinking experience, because beer is such a wonderful liquid that it can have such a massive range of flavors and aromas that it can essentially suit any palate out there.
Now, you know, often we would speak to sommeliers who are specialists in wine or perhaps whiskey. Do you think beer is often looked down upon, down the noses from other sectors of the alcohol industry?
I believe that could just be a slight amount of jealousy. As you mentioned, we are the 12th largest beer-consuming nation, and beer being one of the most popular beverages globally. However, while we appreciate our brethren in spirits and wine in the fermented space, beer very much is coming up with a significant amount of focus on the cicerone factor of it, where it's essentially being similar to the sommelier category, and also ensuring that there's all sorts of additional craft beer explosions happening, not just in South Africa, but globally, where systems like the Beer Judge Certification Program, or even the Monday selection, where Carling Black Label has also recently won another gold, or has won the gold at the Australian International Beer Awards. So definitely, while we may not have that previous sort of standings as the others, we are definitely elevating beer into that space.
Because I'm sure you'll tell us there's a science involved, because no beers taste the same. I know that I'm not a big beer drinker, but I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And that makes the work for people like you and your teams that you work with, I'm sure, very, very complex, but very satisfying as well.
I couldn't agree 100% more. It's probably one of the biggest joys at work, being able to continuously produce amazing flavors, because the science of beer brewing starts off with the conversions of complex carbohydrates into simple sugars for complex fermentations with hundreds of compounds ranging from esters all the way through to the isocumulones that gives beer its bitterness, and making sure that you keep the quality at the highest level through the process to make sure that what ends up in the glass or in the bottle or in the can for the consumer at the end gives them the most satisfaction possible. But very much the science of brewing, I fully agree with that.
Where do you see the next trend in beer making and beer drinking going? Because obviously, as you said, we've had the craft explosion. SAB got in on that action very quickly. I do remember when certain brands were being brought into the big SAB circle. So there is an understanding that is a huge new market. It's not even new anymore. But where's the next step? Where's the next level for beer, especially in South Africa?
So there's always opportunity, variety, and without giving away any of the trade secrets or essentially what we're planning for the near future, is that we're very much looking around the inclusive space, making sure that there's a beer for every occasion, and those with, especially within South Africa, tapping into the opportunities that our vibrant and rich culture and multi-diversity that we have in South Africa, trying to unlock that segment.
Yeah, and I suppose one of them would be, I mean, you can't not notice that there have been a flood of non-alcoholic beers that have come onto the market, and those seem to be very, very successful.
100%. So essentially the market that we're tapping into there would be in that adult beverage space where you want to promote responsible drinking, you want to still enjoy the robust flavors and complexities of the beers, but you also want to make sure that you are being responsible. So being able to separate your normal beers with a non-alcoholic beer is always a great opportunity to kind of keep that enjoyment on the palate, but also making sure that we're being responsible.
Okay,
so
cool. Yeah.
Massive variety out there on there.
All right, watch the space, I suppose, is what you'll say. SAB brewmaster Kyle Moskowitz talking to us about all things beer. And I suppose as the warmer seasons and months and days approach in South Africa, it will be the tipple of choice for many.